Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. For this video, we'll be going through a unboxing of the Build Show Eevee set. And Eevee is obviously one of the many Pokemon from Pokemon. And this particular build brick set is from Mega Construx. So I picked up this as well as another Pokemon set because if you've seen any of my Pokemon content, you probably know that I'm very specific with certain Pokemon. Eevee and the Evolutions being one of them. So I thought I'm just going to grab these two particular sets because they look like they could actually be some fun. So here we are. I don't think I've done any of these larger scale Mega Construx sets, so I'm not too sure what to expect, but I do feel I do know people who have. Anyway, front of the packaging with a nice shot of the completed Eevee, which is very nice. Funnily enough, on front of a actual Pokeball. 215 pieces, give or take, so it's definitely not too bad. It's probably on par with a small Lego set, I would imagine. And then we have a shot of Eevee at the top right corner and Pikachu in the bottom right. In terms of the back, so we have another shot of the completed Eevee. Eevee apparently will be poseable, which is very cool. So sitting, standing, mid-walk stride, so that does look very cool. Be very interesting to see how that is all done and dusted. And we also have a shot of some of the other sets. So there is a large Charizard set. I can't remember which version of Bulbasaur that is. Obviously, I don't think it's Bulbasaur. I don't think it's Venusaur. Oh gosh, I'm terrible. And then there is a Umbreon and Espeon set, which I skipped because it obviously let me grab the other set that I will do a unboxing of in the future. So that is the packaging for Eevee. Definitely looks quite interesting. Now, as I said, I've not had much experience with these Mega Construx sets, so one, I have no idea how this opens. I'm assuming somewhere from the bottom. So I will open up the packaging, then we can actually have a better idea of what is actually included. And yeah, pretty much take it from there. And with everything now out of the packaging, so there are 4 bags of bricks, which we'll see in a moment, and the manual. So front of the manual, shot of the back of the manual, so we do get to see some other sets. Maybe that is Bulbasaur. No, that can't be right. That's Bulbasaur. Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Umbreon, Espeon, and maybe that is Venusaur, and Ivysaur is a big one. Oh, there we go, Ivysaur. Yeah, my remembering Pokemon is not great. Usually I would prefer to living Pokedexes, aka people I know. Anyway, manual. So just a few little quick introductory steps, which is very nice. Even encourages you to share on social media, which is very cool. Otherwise, going through the build steps, so unlike Lego, it's going to pretty much be open all the bags and just have a giant free-for-all. But that's actually not too bad. Building of the head. So being a brick building type of set, it's obviously not going to be too difficult, but I do like how with these steps, they also show which of the top brickheads are actually going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Have something built on top of it. We'll probably do as a description. So we're coming up to about almost 50 odd steps. So yeah, 50 odd steps already, and we're still building Eevee. And in fact, by step 51, it looks like we've only built the front of Eevee and probably Eevee's body. Moving through the 50s, the 60s, looks like those will be the rear legs, and then the 60s onwards is probably the tail. So that's actually not too bad. So there's step 79. So there you go. 79 steps to do Eevee, which actually isn't too bad. So yeah, that's definitely on par with a pretty standard Lego kit. So the completed Eevee. So we've seen some of these images before. More of the other sets that are available. And similar to Lego, it does have a parts list at the back. So there you go. So Mega Construx, you definitely look like you will be a fun build. So that was the manual. In terms of the bags, so here's what I will call bag number 1. So none of these bags are actually numbered like we're used to Lego, but we do have some of the larger pieces here, pre-painted part which will be part of Eevee's tail, as well as the bit that will be a bit of Eevee's mane, which surprisingly is somewhat secure in some plastic and some wrapping, so that's actually pretty cool. We do see some of the pre-painted parts as well, so that is very nice that that's already been done, so you just pretty much build everything. So that is quote-unquote bag number 1. Bag number 2, just a few of your other pieces. Doesn't look like a lot of these bags will have a lot of parts, but that's okay. So that was bag 2. Bag number 3. It's interesting how I say 1, they're not labeled, and 2, not a lot of parts, because that's a lot of parts. And I think that is actually labeled as bag number 3. Let's find out. So if that was bag number 3, this is actually bag number 4. This was bag number 1. So to finish it, this should be bag number 2. So the more you learn. So yes, the bags actually are labeled, and I suspect the HDL84 is probably the product code for Eevee. There you go. So 4 of those bags will build the Eevee set. So that is very cool. So that brings us to the end of the unboxing of the Build Show Eevee. Not too bad for over 200 pieces. Everything looks pretty self-explanatory, easy to do. It's just a case of finding yourself half an hour, 45 minutes worth of time to just sit through the build, especially given that you can't really go bag by bag. Everything's pretty much open up all the bags, pour out all the pieces, and knock yourself out. But in saying that, I don't know, I wouldn't mind doing maybe a video of the build, especially if it's only 200 something odd pieces. Now, if I do, it may be tacked on to the review, because I can't imagine a lot of people are just going to sit around for about 4 or 5 minutes watching a